Well, today we are talking about a trend that is sweeping the country. It is called the Cougar Craze. Oh, we got some cougars in the house, huh? This involves older women dating younger men. I don't think there's anything wrong with older women dating us younger men. One of the first examples we saw was Cher when she was dating Rob Camilletti, who the media dubbed as the Bagel Boy in the 80s. He was 22, Cher was 40, and the Cougar revolution has continued with Madonna marrying Guy Ritchie, who's 10 years younger, Demi Moore marrying Ashton Kutcher, who is 15 years younger than she is. Now, recently, in New York, there was a speed dating event called Sugar Mamas and Boy Toys. Now, to qualify, you had to be a woman over 35 years old, and you had to make at least $500,000 a year, or have assets of $4 million. Now, to qualify as a man, you had to be under 35 and good looking. Take a look.
This event is very simple. It's a speed date for ultra-wealthy women. Sugar mamas, cougars, and hot young men. Boy toys. Beautiful.
Can I ask how old you are?
I'm just a baby. I'm 23.
Be my son!
To participate, the women had to pay $500 for a ticket, and the men had to pay $50 for a ticket.
A sugar mama is a woman who's horny, experienced, and willing to pay. I'm really open to whatever is going to come my way. Am I comfortable with her paying? Absolutely.
Late 30s is lovely, and 40s is fine, 50s is pushing it, 60s is getting a bit crazy.
Finding a sugar mama is the ultimate conquest. It's not a hot girl at the bar. This is a refined woman with money who can take care of you.
I look great for my age, and I'm successful, and I'm not ashamed of it. I usually look for someone younger only because they haven't been married usually, don't have kids. Men my age are stuck in a rut. They're set in their ways. My friends are like, oh, Nancy, this is an opportunity to possibly, meet someone and have sex with.
Women want to be sexually attracted to a man with a hot body that is able to perform without taking Viagra.
Here we go!
I've dated younger women.
Yeah?
They rush into relationships. After 2 months, you're in love. Older women would like to get to know you before they love you.
That's it, everyone! That was your last date! Yay! I guess being a mother, you start feeling a little maternal.
I prefer older women. I realized that younger girls are just too mature.
They were actually a lot older than I thought they would be. I would say it was 45 to 55.
All expectations that I had about an older girl, grace, elegance, class, maturity, it happened tonight. So I'm happy with that.
I think there might be 1 or 2 dates. I happen to get a number.
All the guys are charming, witty, funny, smart. Where it goes, you don't know. Certainly beats a bar.
Well, Nancy and Gail qualify because Nancy is 50 and Gail is 44, and they both participated in the speed dating. Jeremy was the organizer of the event and says, look, he was just answering a demand from women. How did you wind up signed up for this?
All the candidates were screened, Dr. Phil. They were all under 35, but every single guy was educated. They were all in suits. They were all well-mannered.
Did you meet anybody you liked?
There were a couple of men that I think that as a friend and a professional level, absolutely, they were 35 years old.
But you didn't go there to make friends or find colleagues. You went there to find somebody to date, right?
Absolutely, but I also believe that being someone's friend or possibly a colleague is always a wonderful way to start any relationship, Dr. Phil.
Well, sure, but that's not why you went.
I went with the opportunity of meeting someone and that they would know that...
Did you like somebody to date, to do things with,
Sure.
to companion you?
Absolutely.
All right, how did it go for you?
Are you asking if I met someone?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not in that situation.
Because you said you actually wound up feeling kind of maternal to them?
Yes, the younger ones.
Beautiful. The interesting thing is, we ended up kind of getting in touch with the women before, and we said, what is sexy to you? What is attractive to you? And all the women said, I want a younger, successful, attractive man who is also independent. He's just younger. He's someone that I can get in touch with my youth with.
Well, you said that younger men that get involved with an older woman, you said that is, quote, the ultimate fantasy, the ultimate conquest.
Yes.
Is that offensive to y'all's sensibilities if that's the mindset? Well, certainly it's his mindset.
I would say
'cause he
that's
said
his
it.
mindset, and it might be some men's mindset. I believe that today I see women that are younger than ever. They look better in their 40s and 50s and 60s than they ever did. I don't think they should be ashamed of who they are and what they believe in. And if they fall in love with someone that is 5 years or 10 years or 15 years younger, I'm here to tell women it's okay, embrace it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of who you are as a woman.
For my birthday, I had a cake that said 50 is the new 30. I mean, I feel really young. And why not?
Why did you feel maternal then?
Well, some of them were like 21, 22 years old. And so for me...
Would that be too young for you?
Yes, I think each person has to decide for themselves. 5, 6, 8 years younger is usually where I like to go, because that is, again, a man who hasn't been married and didn't have children and is open to it.
Because you said that the reason that this is the ultimate fantasy, the ultimate conquest, you said you have to really be confident to pleasure an older woman.
Yeah, because she knows what she wants in life and in the bedroom.
Well, is it all about sex?
Not at all.
As you talk about pleasuring, conquest, fantasy, all of that seems to me to be, very one-dimensional.
You have to keep up with a woman who knows what she wants in life. When you're with a woman in her 20s, she doesn't really know what she wants in life. And if you're a guy who's in his 20s and can kind of keep up with a woman who's in her 40s, you really, you're keeping up with her. And she knows what she wants, and you have to play that part. It's not you chasing.
Gee, you know a lot about women.
Again, I read. I'm a very, very active
So you've
reader.
you've had a relationship with an older woman. You said it was the best sex you had ever had.
I don't know if that was a direct quote.
Actually, it is. You actually said it was the hottest sex you had ever had.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's the best, but first of all, I want to say that I'm currently in a very solid relationship with a woman my own age who I love very much. I think going back to why it is the ultimate fantasy is because the woman that I was with looked at me in a different way than somebody my own age would. She looked at me and said, again, I know what I want from you. And I was in a different position than I'd ever been in.
That's more about flexibility, apparently. But
I started taking yoga immediately after.
What did you want to say?
I consider myself still a romanticist and a little on the conservative side, but I just feel that it's possible to meet someone who's younger and fall in love with and want to spend their life with.
I do not chase the men. I do not believe in the term a cougar. I think women look great.
Is that offensive to you, the term cougar?
I think so, because I believe today the men that I meet ask me out. I do not chase them down. They ask me out. They find me attractive.
When you read about cougars, it says their victims are usually younger. It talks about them as being victims, which I don't get that.
Terminology of boy toy. I find all
it is
those terms
offensive.
very offensive.
Yeah.
I only go for men that are successful in their own right, and many of them are more successful than I am on Wall Street. They just happen to be 6 or 7 years younger. And the reason that I'm here is for you to try to help women understand each person where their own personal comfort zone is.
Yeah, well, 44 doesn't seem old from where I sit, so I mean, it's all kind of relative. Everybody talks about the double standard. It's okay for men, but it's not for women. But I think it's women that have decided it's not okay. I don't know. It's they. It's this famous they who says the double standard. I'm not sure that it's at all different whether it's an older man or an older woman. I don't know what the difference is.
Why is it that they put a stigma?
Who's they?
Who's
Society.
they? Society.
I believe
what do you mean? Your society.
I believe it is the women, and that's the unfortunate part. It's the women that are judging other women.
We're going to talk about some situations where we've had friends and family turn some people in that they think are cougars. They think they are being used. They think they are being exploited. I want to hear what y'all think about this as we unfold these stories. So I'm going to introduce another story. My next guest says she's not a cougar. She just gets along better with men half her age. Now, her best friend says, no, she's being used. She's being used for money and sex and all sorts of things. So we're going to talk to them when we come back, and we'll just have a discussion about all this. Today we're talking to older women dating younger men. Now, some are even calling this the Cougar Craze because they say, 50 is the new 30, and so there's all kinds of energy and better health. We're living longer, so maybe the rules are changing. I don't know who sets the rules, but maybe they're changing. Kat says that she is no sugar mama, she's no cougar. She just likes to date younger guys because men her age are set in their ways and have a low libido. Her friend Nancy says Kat doesn't mind having sexual relationships with boys who have an emotional intelligence of 0.
Kat is a 51-year-old wonderful friend that dates 23-year-old men.
She thinks that I'm dating down. She thinks that I could do better. I love the guys I go out with, and I have a great time.
Kat and I dated for just over a year. It was a wonderful relationship.
The relationship between Kat and Ryan is highly sexual.
It was fantastic sex.
My friends are not getting that the younger men don't have the baggage. When they get older, they do get set in their ways and cannot do anything spontaneous.
She tells me older men just don't like sex. They have pot bellies and they're not interested in having fun. She dates much younger men because older men will have child payment, will have to spend the holidays with their kids rather than her. The young boys, they're getting sex and they're getting taken care of. They get some money.
Kat would buy me some things, so if I didn't have the money to repay her for that, I would work around her home. Kat is no sugar mama to my boy toy.
She's paid for flights. The one previous to that, she paid his rent. I just think she's lost.
I don't really care that she feels that way. I'm happy. I'm living my life.
I'm hoping Dr. Phil can help Kat by giving her that light bulb moment that sets her back on the right track.
Well, okay, so you're fronting your friend out here.
I turned her in, yes.
Yeah, so you're 51.
Yes.
And Ryan, you're 23.
I'm 23.
And y'all have been in a relationship.
That's right.
And now you're not.
That's correct.
Because you broke it off?
Yes. That's
Why?
Right. I didn't feel that I was giving her the same emotional attention that she was giving me during the end of the relationship.
But you have an emotional intelligence of 0, according to you. So how would you know? I mean, come on. Are you being a little harsh on Ryan?
You know, actually, perhaps that was a little harsh, but honestly, it's a very strange kind of relationship.
But y'all are broken up now. But I notice you're holding hands. Were you okay with ending this?
Yes and no. I hope that we would be able to work through our differences. And I mean, the relationship lasted over a year, and we actually lived together for a year. So it was a little bit more intense than just dating.
Are you stereotyping people? Because you say men your age are rigid, inflexible, pot-bellied with low libido. Now, I'm 6 years older than you, and I take offense to that one. I don't have a pot belly. And I frankly think I'm flexible as a rubber hose. I don't think I'm at all. No. I don't mean it that way. I mean, I'm spontaneous. I'm willing to do things.
It's not about age.
You can't chicken out at 1,005. I mean. Okay.
Necessarily about age. It's about energy. Somebody my age came along and they were fun and they were energetic, I would date them.
Here's the question that I want you to think about, and you can answer this after we take a break. Because, frankly, I don't think that chronological age is necessarily a deal breaker at all between two people, depending on their mindset, depending on why you're doing it, what you want, and where you think it's going. And those are the questions I'm going to ask you when we come back, so you can think about those between now and then. Now, Nancy here says that Kat's dating down. And, is she, or is it just time for old Nancy here to butt out? I don't know. We'll talk about that when we come back. Well, today we're talking to older women who say they like to date younger men for a variety of reasons. Nancy says that her friend Kat is really good in business, does well in her career, is very successful, but she doesn't really have that same acumen when it comes to picking a partner. That young men just see dollar signs when they see Kat, right? You think that there's a money motive here.
I think part of it is a money motive, and I think, I think part of the mindset with Ryon too is that if you get to know him a little bit more, he thinks that women are disposable. Kat was never the only woman in his life.
Did you cheat on her? But you said you cheated on her, but y'all knew it.
It's not cheating, no.
Yeah.
You had other physical, sexual relationships while you were dating her?
Yes, that's right.
Did that bother you?
No, it did not.
Tell me the truth.
No, it did not. We had an open relationship.
Is there a threshold you would have been bothered?
Yes, eventually.
What would that threshold be?
If he wasn't honest with me about what he was doing. To this day, there are no secrets between us about anything that either of us are doing.
Well, if you were all so honest about it, why wouldn't you tell him how old you were when you first started dating?
He did know how old I was.
No, you wouldn't tell him. You said you don't want to know. You implied you were like around 40 and said you don't want to know how old I am.
But within a very short period.
Is that
within
true
a
or
few-
false? What I just said, is that true or false?
In past, some relationships that I had, when the men found out how old I was, it was a huge issue for them. And there's just such a stigma attached to older women dating younger men. And there's definitely a stigma attached to somebody who's 49, 50, 51.
But this gets back to they, right? Who is this stigma? Isn't that coming from the inside out? You asked him to lie about his age and tell people he was 25. Were you just afraid of being judged?
Absolutely. By family and friends, it is a huge issue, and they do judge. And when people think I'm 41, it's fine. When they find that I'm 51, it's not fine.
Here are the questions I asked you before. I said, to me, the chronological age between two people, if they really meet each other's needs in every possible way, certainly companionship and intellectually, emotionally, physically, all of that, it doesn't matter depending on why you're doing it. In your relationship with Ryon, are you looking for a life partner to grow old with, or are you looking for somebody to have fun in the moment? Because the difference between you two at 23 and 50 is not near as big as the difference between you at 33 and 60 or 43 and 70. That gap widens. Are you looking for a life partner?
When Ryon and I started dating, Ryon was very successful in his job, was, very well set up in his savings, and I thought to myself, okay, this is a man that's come across my path, that's young, that actually has all these things together. I didn't think that we'd be lifelong partners for 40 years, but what relationship lasts 40 years anymore? I mean, I felt that if we had 5 years, well, some do, but not all. But okay. Dr. Phil, if you started,
I mean, there are generational differences, and you're bringing them into your relationships. I want to ask you when we come back why you chose to date an older woman as opposed to somebody your own age. So think about that.
I don't think I'd date an older woman. They call them cougars, and I've heard that they pounce, and I don't want any old woman pouncing on me.
Cougar, you mean the animal? If a woman were to take care of all my financial problems and responsibilities, it really wouldn't matter how old she was, just as long as I didn't have to push her in a wheelchair or something.
At this point, even if I brought a woman home slightly older than me or 10 years older than me, my friends and family would freak out.
I would say it's a trade-off because I'm arm candy for her and she's pocket candy for me.
Well, I'm talking to Nancy, who says that her friend Kat, who is 51, has a single man's view about sex and likes to date guys half her age, like Ryon, who is 23. Now, do you understand my position on this? I'm saying, depending on what your goal is, chronological age differences don't really bother me. I don't think that there's anything sick, demented, or perverted about that if you have the right mindset. And my question for you is, do you have the right mindset?
I thought I did.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Kat dating younger men. That's not the issue. The issue is these are not what I would quote say that are quality men. These are men that are you know, she doesn't want to date an older man because he has baggage. But I'm looking at these younger men, and I think they have even more baggage.
She thinks you support these guys, and you say that's absolutely not true.
With Ryan, it's absolutely not true.
You dared me to ask her if she was paying his expenses.
Yes.
No, she wrote down. She dared me to ask you if you're paying his expenses.
I am not paying his expenses.
Food.
Ryan and I had what I consider over a year a long-term relationship. When we were first together and Ryan was working and making great money, he absolutely paid for everything. I did not pay for a thing. When he lost his job and we were living together, Ryan would not do anything or go anywhere out because he didn't have the money. I still wanted to go out. So yes, I did pay for a few of those things, but then when Ryan gets back working again, he will pay for me. He has always wanted to be the man in the relationship and pay. And besides that, why should it make a difference? When a man pays for a woman, it's perfectly acceptable. Why shouldn't a woman be able to pay for a man? Why is it unacceptable by society?
Oh, I like that idea.
It is definitely part of the double standard. It is definitely why I'm here today, because the double standard, the judgment is not okay with me.
Now, are you employed right now?
No.
And during this relationship, which is now over, there was a time that you were not employed, and so you paid for things then.
I paid for some, but Ryan had RSPs and savings, and he paid definitely his own rent. He paid all his own credit card bills. He paid his cell phone bill, but everything. I never paid those things.
I'm raising a 10-year-old boy, and for me, it's all about, you know, raising a man with substance and a man with integrity and a man that has all of those wonderful qualities. And for me, I see Kat looking, you know, developing this pattern of really unhealthy relationships that really are set up for failure from the beginning. And that's really what concerns me for her, because she gives conflicting messages. Yes, she wants to live in the moment. It's now, it's fun, it's good, she's empowered, she has the money, she gets to make the decisions, but then the other...
How long have y'all known each other?
3 years now.
Yeah, because if looks could kill, you wouldn't see 4, because she's giving you the... She's giving you the look.
Nancy has her opinion, I have my opinion. I totally disagree with Nancy. It's my life. I am living it to the fullest. Ryan and I met almost by accident. I have never approached a younger man. It seems like younger men approach me. That seems to be my dating pool when I go...
Because you say, and this is a quote, younger men think I'm hot, sexy, and have great breasts, and they can never stop telling me that. So that's the attraction. Is this your first older woman?
I don't even look at the older part in the whole relationship. I'm dating a woman. The older is just a label.
Yeah. But you are old enough to be his mother.
I think you said it best. I mean, what part of me looks like your mom? I mean, I don't know. Like, I really don't know how to address that. It's again, an unfair judgment.
Okay.
It's a criticism.
When we're together, Kat doesn't act like my mother. She acts like a 24-year-old
That's a relief.
girl.
She doesn't cut your meat.
Actually,
No, she doesn't cut my meat.
Actually, Dr. Phil, that's not true.
Oh, Nancy.
That is not true. And I've been honest with Kat, and I've told her this, that when I've observed them in her house, that she does, you know, this is how you're going to eat, this is when you're going to dress, please change now, this and that. So I do think that there is that kind of interaction.
Yeah. Let me ask you about something that you didn't respond to earlier, because you're talking about they and society being judgmental, but aren't you doing the same thing by judging men your age that you're saying are baggage and pot-bellied and low energy? I mean, isn't that a stereotypic judgment, just like you're saying people are doing the other direction?
I'm going by my personal experiences, what I've experienced. That's all with the few men that I've gone out with.
Okay, but if somebody your age approached you and they were interesting and vibrant and alive, you wouldn't be closed-minded to that, would you?
No, I said already, it's about energy. It has nothing to do with chronological age. If the person was energetic and they were happy in their life and they were interesting and they wanted to do things, it would be fine. Absolutely.
Truth of the matter is, most men 52 look for a 28-year-old. Most men 44 look for a 28-year-old. And sometimes I do ask, what is a woman supposed to do?
I really don't think that.
I'm not saying that.
You said
I don't
it before.
think
You said it
that's
before
true.
that your friend has a single man's mentality. And that really is the essence of the problem. Why is it okay for a man to feel that way and not okay for your friend to feel that way?
Okay, all right, hold on, because I'm running out of time. You said you wanted to get a message across. That's why you wanted to be here today. Have you said that? I think you have, but...
I think I have. Definitely the double standard and the judgments by family and friends that our relationship isn't okay. And I think our relationship suffered and broke up because of a lot of that external pressure.
Well, then you're giving your power away to other people. But we're going to talk some more about that. All right, I'm going to add another woman to this conversation. She's in her 50s. Her last boyfriend was 17 years younger, so not as big a gap. Find out why her son thinks she should stick to men her own age. Again, this is family injecting themselves into relationships, which is what you're talking about. We'll talk to them when we come back. Now, Bobbi dated a man for 11 years who was 17 years younger than she. Now, she says once she turned 50, he saw her as too old. She says she can't date men her age, so she's thinking of dating a younger guy yet again. Now, her son Nathan says, look, a younger man cannot appreciate all that his mother has to offer.
I'm 52 years old. When a younger man is sexually attracted to me, it does make me feel sexier.
My mom's last relationship, I was 17 at the time, and he was 23. I thought she was crazy.
My son Nathan felt very concerned that he was so close in age.
He competed with me constantly for my mom's attention. I noticed a difference in my mom's personality when she didn't come home at night. She'd call the next day and say, oh, I was over at my boyfriend's house. She still had 2 child-age kids in the house. She had made a choice between being a mother and having a boyfriend, and she chose having a boyfriend, and that I won't tolerate. He dated my mom for 9 years and then broke it off.
I believe once I hit 50, he finally saw me as too old.
The mom I used to know was very independent.
It concerns me that my children are not for me dating younger men, but I don't need my kids' approval. Men my age appear old to me. They're very set in their ways. Younger men are definitely more open to older women's sexual experiences. There's a lot of reasons why a man my age may not be able to, quote unquote, perform sexually.
She doesn't want to accept the fact that she's 52. I think she's doing this because she's scared that she's going to be alone.
I think younger men are attracted to me because I'm fun and I have a lot of energy.
Her past relationship, I feel, cost me a relationship with my mom. I'm hoping that Dr. Phil will really see the core issues of why my mom is seeming to want to be younger.
I'm comfortable with who I am. People who object to me dating younger men, if they would try it, they would find out that they would like it.
What were you looking for in this relationship? Were you looking for a life partner?
In the beginning, I wasn't looking for a life partner. I was looking for a companion. I hadn't dated anybody for 7 years. My kids
But as you got into it,
then
you started
we fell
to think...
in love. We fell in love.
Well, but
So,
at the
yes,
end, he
then
said, you're really starting to look old to me.
Right, once I turned 50. There's something with that magic 50.
Yeah.
But they were engaged. I mean, I think something that's
We were
different from
committed.
the
We were very
previous
committed.
conversations I've heard is the sex ideal versus the relationship idea.
Yeah. And you think she's not over it yet, right?
I don't.
Oh, no. I mean, you're with somebody 11 years and you own property, live together, get engaged. My 2 younger sons, basically, he helped
But
with
see,
them.
this is what I was saying when I was talking to Kat and Gail and Nancy. I said it depends on what you're looking for because your age acceleration is different. And so if you're in it for the long run, there's a high risk that you're going to wind up getting hurt if you're the older person. I'm not saying that's right or wrong or that they're not superficial for saying because you look different. But I'm just saying statistically, those relationships end badly for the older partner in the relationship. And you know, you say you hope I'm going to talk about the core issues, and you have theories. Right. You say she took up with this guy when you left to go to college. Yeah. And you think she replaced you with him.
Yeah. I'm concerned
and he
that
thinks you have a younger brother who's now getting ready to do the same thing and that you're going to replace him with another one. True or false?
False.
He's also concerned, he says that you've gotten tattoos, piercings, talked about getting a motorcycle.
Had a motorcycle.
He said these are things I should be talking to her about.
we have a total role reversal.
Okay, so it's a role reversal. All right, next, does Nathan have the right to put his foot down with his mother? He says, I just won't tolerate this. And this is exactly what Kat and Gail and Nancy are talking about when they say society, family, others put their judgments on with a double standard and create problems. We'll ask Nathan why he thinks he has the right to mother his mother when we come back.
My mom's behavior is of someone in their 20s. When I was 18 and had a piercing in my eyebrow, my mom flipped out. She couldn't even look at me for about a week. My mom now has 2 tattoos and a nose piercing.
I'm not too old to get tattoos if I so choose or have a piercing.
Well, Bobbi says that she'd like to meet someone and settle down. Nathan says, look, that's not going to happen because she dates younger men and they're going to stay a while and move on. Her last boyfriend was 17 years younger. Now, Kat, is this what you're talking about? Family members that judge the relationships and create problems?
Yes.
Is this the they? Is this the double standard?
Part of it, yes.
Yeah.
Where families just going, it's never going to work, it's going to fail, it's doomed, don't do it, you know, get out before you get hurt, all of those things.
What if they're right?
I don't believe they are.
But what if that statistically, I mean, like people come to me and they say, well, we were both married and we had an affair and we got married. So, but the statistics are that relationships that are born from infidelity have about a 5% survival rate. That's just the facts. I mean, and people say, well, we're different, we're in love, and we shouldn't have been married to those people. But still, 95 times out of 100, that's going to fail. When you have a relationship between either a man or a woman, where one is dramatically older than the other, statistically, those don't work, and the one who does wind up getting hurt is usually the older partner, whether it be a man or a woman. So what if family's right?
I still don't think they're right. I've had 2 marriages, 2 men who were the right age, and they both ended badly. If 2 people are in love and they have a relationship that can last 5, 10, 15 years, even if there is a great age difference, if it is, you know, if you are in love and you are at peace with each other and you have enjoyment with each other, why not?
So you think he has the right to say what he said? He said you chose this relationship over your children.
At times, I felt.
Well,
That's the
you
way
know
I
what?
felt.
I totally agree with him because I have been alone for so long and I've been a single parent for 29 years. He has his feelings. He has every right to his feelings. And if he felt that I neglected him or whatever, he has a right to that. Now, will it stop me from dating someone? I don't know. It just depends on that person and how much that person means to me. And I don't want to ever be in a position to choose.
Well, you said, I won't stand for this. Do you think you have the right to dictate who she relates to, who she has?
No, I don't have the right. And I never said anything at the time that they dated, even though I did not like the person that she dated. I never said anything negative about him in any way. Going forward, though, I want to see my mom happy.
Amen.
And so if I feel that I need to interject, granted, she may decide not to listen to me, and that's totally her option.
Okay, but if she doesn't listen to you, you have to be willing to accept that. You don't have to love everything she does to love her. You don't have to agree with every decision she makes in order to support her as your mother and as a woman. You still, you can say, I don't agree with that, but I love you. I don't agree with that choice, but I support your life. But the point is, you have to understand, you don't have the right to direct your mother's life.
I know that.
But you certainly have the right and the invitation to share with her honestly what you really think and feel. And you know, listen, you've heard what I've said already. I don't think you judge a relationship based on the chronological age of the participants. I think you have to go into it with a completely open mind, clear-eyed view of what you're doing. And if you're dating somebody 25 years younger than you, you're going to age on a different curve. And that may end with someone like this last relationship saying, you're really starting to look old to me.
Right.
Okay, that's going to happen to you. Now, as Kat points out, you can be married to somebody your own age who says, you no longer interest me. I mean, there can be other ends to it, but you just need to know.
Or men die sometimes sooner. You know, my gene pool, unfortunately or fortunately, my parents, they lasted into their 90s. I mean,
that's not unfortunate.
Well, I mean, it is fortunate, but what I'm saying.
Of course, I don't know them. Maybe that's.
We won't go there. That's another show.
Yeah, that's another show. All right, but
yes, people age differently. People take care of themselves. People don't. People's family, you know.
Oh, I agree. There are a lot of variables, but I'm just saying, I think you give your power away when you let they or you let society affect how you think and how you feel about what you do. You got to decide what's right for you, but just do it with a clear, open mind about where it's headed and what you're doing. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.